Last video we covered AM5 PBO and basic DDR5 settings, and the performance gains in those 1% lows were pretty massive. And a lot of you are actually interested in fine-tuning your DDR5 gold sticks. Well, overclocking your RAM can earn you massive gains, but only if you're doing it correctly. Today, I'm going to show you the easiest, most foolproof way to get the maximum performance out of your RAM sticks while ensuring stability. Welcome back to Nexify. Before we get started, here's the harsh truth about DDR5. Not every RAM kit can be overclocked. In fact, some have absolutely zero tuning headroom. If you just dive straight into the BIOS and start randomly cranking numbers, you're going to end up with a system that constantly crashes and throws blue screens at you. But if you follow the exact steps in this video, you can safely push your memory to 8000 megatransfers and beyond. But before we touch the BIOS, here's 3 requirements your RAM kit has to meet. If you fail even one of these, do not attempt to push your memory to 8000 megatransfers or it will just crash. First of all, make sure your RAM modules have heat sinks. DDR5 is extremely sensitive to temperatures. If it overheats, it becomes unstable, crashes, and shuts down the PC. Those heat spreaders aren't just for aesthetics, they're crucial for cooling. Well, fortunately, XMP and Expo RAM kits nowadays come with heat sinks, so you should be fine here. Next, check your DRAM manufacturer. No, I'm not talking about brands like Corsair, Kingston, or G-Skill. They only assemble the RAM sticks. I'm talking about the actual memory chip inside. To check this, go download CPU-Z, go to the SPD page and look at the DRAM manufacturer. If it says SK Hynix, well, congratulations. Your DDR5 kit has the potential of running 8000 megatransfers. However, there are 3 different kinds of SK Hynix dies, and you're looking for the 2GB A die or the 3GB M die. The remaining 2GB M die is much harder to push in memory speed and latency. But how do you tell the difference? It's simple, just look at your default eXPO profile. A dies and 3GB M dies can easily run over 7200 megatransfers. If your RAM kit runs at 6000 megatransfers but has a high cast latency like 34 or 36, it's most likely the less overclockable 2GB M die. Last but not least, the memory capacity. Only single rank DDR5 RAM kits can be pushed above 6400 megatransfers. That means only these 3 kits fit the description. And if you have 4 sticks of DDR5 or high capacity dual rank kits, you cannot stabilize at Gear 2. Stick with Gear 1 at 6000 to 6400 megatransfers. Now, if you passed all the requirements, let's start overclocking. In case some of you here are using Zen 4 CPUs, I'm gonna start with stabilizing 6000 megatransfers CL28 at Gear 1. This setup is a baseline for comparison with the Gear 2 8000 megatransfer setup. Now, boot into your BIOS, make sure you begin with default memory settings. Do not enable your eXPO profile, and then go to the overclocking page and find the memory OC section. Use your motherboard presets like MSI's memory triad function and select 6000 megatransfers CL28. Next, set your F-clock to 2000 MHz to minimize memory latency. Below that, select U-clock equals to mem-clock. This forces the RAM to run in Gear 1. Next, scroll down a little bit and find latency killer. In my last video, I said you have to enable it, but turns out it only boosts AIDA64 benchmark numbers and actually hurts real-world performance. So make sure you disable it unless you're benchmarking. After that, enable high efficiency mode so the memory timing presets become available. For Hynix A die, select the tightest timing. As for the 3GB M die, select tight to avoid instability. Additionally, for the 3GB M die, you must go into the advanced DRAM configuration and increase the value of TLFC 1 and 2, or the PC won't boot at all. Now, the voltages. Select AMD overclocking for the SoC voltage and set it to 1.2 volts. You can gradually decrease this by 0.01 volts after stress testing. Last but not least, set the DRAM VDD, DRAM VDDQ, and CPU VDD I/O to 1.4 volts. And that's it, you're done with BIOS for now. Make sure you save and exit. you have successfully applied your overclocking settings. But that's not all. Booting into Windows does not mean it's stable. You need to stress test. To do that, install this free tool called TM5 and run it as an admin. This stresses your DRAM dies to ensure stability. Just let it run for 90 minutes, and if it reports any errors, your RAM overclocking profile is unstable, and 90% of the time is caused by tight memory timings. So, how do you fix it? You should go into the BIOS and change your settings, but remember, change one value at a time. If you change multiple, you won't know what fixed the issue. Start by bumping up the voltages by 0.05 volts. Sometimes that tiny extra voltage makes everything stable. Just don't go past the safe limits. If bumping up the voltages doesn't work, you can try loosen the timings. Increase these three values by 2 and TRS by 8. If it still fails, stop loosening the main timings. Instead, increase TRFC1 and 2 by 30 until it becomes stable. Save and exit, and make sure you run TM5 every time you make a change in the BIOS. Once it passes 90 minutes without any errors, then you're good to go. It's stable. Now, let's move on to the real deal. 8000 megatransfers in Gear 2. Let me remind you that currently only Zen 5 CPUs can run memory this fast. Do not try this on Zen 4 CPUs. The steps are exactly the same as our 6000 CL28 setup, but with a few changes. First, you must change the Uclock divide mode to Gear 2. AMD CPUs simply cannot run 8000 megatransfers in Gear 1. Next is the memory timing presets. For A dies and 3GB M dies, they're roughly the same, but this time you don't have to manually increase TRFC1 and TRFC2 for M die. Just stick with the preset values. At last, voltages. Set your SoC voltage to AMD overclocking at 1.1 volts. Then change the DRAM VDD, DRAM VDDQ, and CPU VDD-IO voltage to 1.45 volts. Hynix dies can generally handle up to 1.5 volts, but running them in 1.45 is a bit safer and runs cooler. You can adjust this value according to the stability of your overclocking profile. Now, save and exit, run TM5 and verify your RAM overclocking stability. Again, if TM5 doesn't report any errors, your RAM overclocking is stable and you're good to go. So, what does all this tuning actually do for your games? Let's have a look at the benchmark results in CS2. As you can see, the jump in 1% lows is incredible with 8000 megatransfers memory. This means you get a smoother, more responsive experience with less stuttering. Keep in mind that the benchmarks were done with a 9950 X3D, so the gap should be even wider for non-X3D chips that relies more on memory. Besides gaming, the higher memory speed also benefits productivity work. Look at the increase in bandwidth between the two setups. You can tell the difference when you're editing videos or rendering 3D graphics, because those tasks have to use a huge amount of high-resolution footage or textures, and that is where high-speed memory shines. So, is stabling 8000 megatransfers worth the hassle? For me, absolutely. By taking the time to stabilize the RAM, you're unlocking a massive gain in performance. First, Gear 2 memory gives you better memory bandwidth, which is great for heavy productivity workloads. Second, the fine-tuned timings give you low latency, resulting in that buttery smooth gaming performance we just saw in CS2. And finally, since Gear 2 runs the memory controller at half the speed, you're actually putting less stress on the CPU, which results in a lower overall temperature. And this temperature drop becomes more noticeable when the CPU load is low, like web browsing, watching videos, or simply when the CPU is idling. You paid for the hardware, it's time to unleash its potential. If this video helped you squeeze some performance and stability out of your rig, make sure to drop a like. Let me know in the comments what RAM speed you're currently running, and subscribe for more PC optimization content. I'll see you in the next one. Nexify out.